How you going, guys? Back with another video, and in this video, another subscriber's comment, which I'll put here. Now, this isn't, let's move out of the way of that comment. This isn't a negative comment. It's just someone leaving a comment with their concerns of non-duality, how it makes them feel, how it makes them feel pain and terror, if these teachings are correct. And I'm just going to explain what I think is happening in this person's view of non-duality. I feel like they're mixing solipsism with non-duality, which I'll break down later in the video. But in any case, here's the comment, and I've got it here. I'm reading it off my phone. This idea has actually brought me a tremendous amount of pain. If we are all the same thing, we are essentially truly alone. There is nothing to connect to if we're all the same thing. There are no true consequences to treating others right or wrong, as it's you. This would imply my loved ones are not real, just a delusional self-play for the mind. I prefer to think as both versions being true at the same time. We are one, yet simultaneously individuated, not separate, yet not the same. Really good question, really good comment. And reading this, I read it last night, I'm reading it again. They are definitely mixing solipsism with non-duality. And it's funny, the last line that they wrote, I prefer to think as both versions being true at the same time. We are one, yet simultaneously individuated, not separate, yet not the same. This is non-duality. They started off solipsistic and went into non-duality. So having said that, let's explain what solipsism is and what non-duality is. Because, look, any question you guys have, I've been through them all. I've thought about, this is my whole goal in life, non-duality. Inner peace. I've thought about all these questions. I just thought I'd put that out there. And this solipsism is very close to non-duality, but not quite. And I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to give you an example. Now, before this example begins, I just need to tell you two things about myself, which will be relevant to this example. My name is Simon, and I live in Australia. Now, in this example, imagine my true self was called Gary, living in New York. Gary falls asleep in New York, dreams up the character Simon, hello, living in Australia. So just remember, Simon is a dream character living in Australia. Now this dream character Simon, for one reason or another, starts getting into philosophy, starts sitting there thinking, I definitely feel real. This body feels real. My thoughts and feelings feel real. So look, I can't deny it. I'm real. That's the only thing I can claim to be real. That's the only thing Simon can claim to be real. My thoughts, my feelings, my body. This Simon character starts looking at other characters in this dream and thinks, how do I know they're real? These other characters could be a projection of my mind. I know I'm real, but how do I know they're real? They could be zombies, cardboard cutouts. How do I know they are conscious beings? As this Simon character is thinking this, really pondering it, starting to believe it's true, probably, imagine Gary, the guy dreaming all this up in New York, brings down a big hand, dream hand, and slaps Simon on the head and says to him, Oi, what do you think you're doing? These aren't characters in your mind because, Simon, you're a dream character in my dream. Remember that. This is very subtle but very important. This Simon character has to remember it's a dream character in Gary's mind. Solipsism claims, look, solipsism is egoic. It claims this person is real, these people are imagination. How do I know they're real? Non-duality claims everything is equal. If this is a dream, the Simon character needs to remember, hello, I'm a dream character, along with everyone else. Another thing to realize in non-duality, if this is a collective dream from our source, how do you feel? Do you feel real? Do you feel like a real person with real thoughts and feelings? Well, guess what? Because it's a dream from the only true thing in existence, pure consciousness, these other dream characters that you're questioning, are they real or not? They feel the same. In other words, what I'm basically saying is, do you feel real as a dream character? Yes. These other people feel the same. Reality is a collective dream. This is what non-duality is basically trying to say. We think there is one world with 8 billion conscious entities. That's the materialist paradigm. What non-duality is saying is, no, there is one consciousness experiencing 8 billion worlds or 8 billion dreams simultaneously. What I'm basically saying is, our minds are separate. I don't know what you're thinking, you don't know what I'm thinking, but the consciousness lighting up my mind, the consciousness lighting up your mind, 8 billion minds and all the bugs and all the animals, it's the one source lighting up each of our minds. Our minds are separate, but the consciousness, the deeper sense, when we say the word I, we're all talking about the same I. This is what they're saying in non-duality. And getting back to solipsism, if you really believed others were figments of your imagination or zombies, well, here's a little test, which I know you're not going to do. Think of the most torturous, terrible thing you could do to these zombies and do that to them. You know what's going to happen? These imagined figures that you're torturing, they're going to come after you. You're the real person, aren't you? These imagined figures are going to get revenge, or they're going to call the cops, and these imaginary cops are going to put you in prison. See what I'm saying? These could all be zombies, but treat them wrong and see what happens to you. It won't feel so unreal. And basically, that's what I'm saying. I've got the phone again. That's what I'm saying. There's a part in this comment where it says, if we're all the same thing, there are no true consequences to treating others right or wrong, as it's you. Again, if you truly believed others are you, why would you hurt them? If you literally thought this person was you, what do you mean there's no consequences? You're hurting yourself. Another way to look at this is, what's the golden rule of Christianity? Matthew chapter 7, verse 12. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's the real test. Hurt these people, but then quickly stand in line for them to do the same to you. I think you'll find whatever terrible things you do to this person, you wouldn't want done to you. So if you truly thought they were you, of course you're not going to hurt them. So that part of the comment didn't make sense. Because if you truly thought they were you, you wouldn't be hurting them. So look, just to summarize, what is solipsism saying? Again, just say this was a dream, and I'm a dream character. Solipsism is saying this dream character, Simon, has convinced itself that these other characters are a figment of Simon's imagination. Big mistake, because this is a dream character too. You're a dream character thinking other dream characters are a figment of your imagination. Non-duality isn't saying that. Non-duality is telling you, remember, everything is equal. Everything is one, which means if they're dream characters, you're a dream character. Don't forget that you're a dream character, so how can your dream character dream up other characters? And if your dream character feels real, has real thoughts and feelings, so do these other characters. All they're saying in non-duality is your essence, a knowing presence, a knowing light, is lighting up the thoughts and feelings of Simon, the thoughts and feelings of all these other characters. It is the one conscious source lighting up all of our bodies and minds simultaneously. Another way to look at this is your source is living all life simultaneously. Now look, there's the teachings of karma, of reincarnation, where you go from lifetime to lifetime. Yes, I get it. That's a story. And it's a good story. But the better way to look at this is you are living all lives simultaneously. Your source is. In other words, you are only interacting with another version of yourself. At the fundamental level, that is. All the people you love, all the people you hate, at the fundamental level, it's you. Now, don't get too upset. I know what you're going to say. I can't be these evil people. Who's saying that? Your ego's saying that. And yes, your ego is not these people. The source of all is the same. But that's where it ends. Out of that source emerges a God, emerges you, emerges all the people you love, emerges all the people you hate. And this is where it all is separated. We're all individual, in a sense. So basically, that's all of what they're saying. And I'd also like to end this video with saying, look, if all this is getting to you, if all these teachings of non-duality are affecting you mentally, are making you terrified and scared, this is not, of course, this is not the only path to inner peace. Sri Ramakrishna said it. However many people there are, that's how many paths there are to God. If these teachings are messing with your head, they're not making you happy, they're making you feel miserable, it's not for you, and it's okay. You're not missing out on anything. Some people like myself come to these teachings and it gives me such a sense of peace and liberation. If it's making you scared, terrified, question reality in a negative way, get out of it. And look, I've been on this path for so many years and I have noticed I did fluctuate. I really got into these teachings. It did mess with my head at times. You know what I did for that? As a protective measure, I guess my ego said, look, this is ridiculous. I ran back to the world, got all worldly again. Slowly, I came back to these teachings. Basically, my mind has fluctuated between spiritual, worldly, spiritual, worldly. And I think it was just so my ego could prepare itself slowly for these understandings. Because your ego is under attack with these teachings. It is terrifying. You identify as this person and you're attacking the very nature of this person, this ego. And it is terrifying. Your true self isn't terrified, your ego is. So again, spirituality is meant to be fun, happy. It's meant to add to your life, not make it terrifying. So I've said a lot in this video, but if it's not for you at this moment, get out of it. Worship a God. The God path is so beautiful. Oh man, I do not worship a God day in and day out. I use the God concept sometimes in my life, but this, if you devote to a God, oh man, if you do it in the right way, it is so freeing, so beautiful. I love the God path. Unfortunately, I'm just not fully conditioned for that, but others are. Others, you can say all this kind of stuff. They go, look, I don't care. I just love God. Oh man, there are so many paths to inner peace. That's what I'm saying. So just remember that. Non-duality isn't saying everything is a figment of your imagination, of the ego. It's saying pure consciousness is lighting up all bodies and minds simultaneously. It's like electricity in your house. Electricity is one, but it lights up your toaster, your microwave, your kettle. It lights up all the appliances, but the appliances don't look at each other and go, the toaster doesn't say I'm a kettle, and the kettle doesn't say I'm a TV. They've all got different ways of functioning. But it's the one electricity lighting up all of them, isn't there? So your true self, pure consciousness, is lighting up all bodies and minds. That's all they're saying. So don't worry. Your parents are real. Your relationships are real. They have real thoughts and feelings. They're separate thoughts and feelings from you. The pure consciousness that you are is lighting up your separate thoughts and feelings, their separate thoughts and feelings. So don't worry. Don't freak out. And again, I'd just like to repeat, if these teachings are bringing you discomfort, terror, fright, get out of them, please. This is not the only way to inner peace. It's not for everyone. In fact, it's not for most people. These teachings are for a very small amount of people, so don't beat yourself up, okay, guys? I hope this video helps, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.